Welcome to Lights, Camera, Mustangs, a video podcast highlighting the amazing stories of Mundelein High School and featuring behind-the-scenes conversations with teachers, administrators, and support staff. We'll talk about the academic and extracurricular programs and initiatives at Mundelein High School, and we'll tell stories of determination, resiliency, and success in our Mustang community. Thanks for taking the time to watch and to listen.
Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of Lights, Camera, Mustangs, and we are here in this beautiful natural light of the Cube, isn't that what they call it? I'm with my friend Yael Pikus, who is probably the first Mundelein student I met after I got the job, and it was in this room, wasn't it, where we met for the first time?
Before the tour, yeah.
There was a group of students that were here that gave me a tour of the school after I was named by the board, and I remember really well a lot of things you told me that day, and I want to make sure that we can talk about those things and you can tell me more. But for those at home and for your parents and your grandma and everyone that wants to know that you're such a celebrity, will you introduce yourself a little bit to our group here, because this goes out to the world. I promise you that my mom's going to watch this and say, next time I come to Mundelein, I want to meet her. I promise that's what she's going to say. So just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, hi, my name is Yael Pikus, and I'm a senior at Mundelein. I'm super involved in the school. I'm currently the Schoolwide president, but I've also been class president all 3 years prior to this one. I'm in mock trial, show choir. Every single part of the school I've been a part of at some point, so I know it really well. And the teachers, students, colleagues, so I love it.
That's good. In fact, your involvement in the school has made it really hard for both of us. Me being busy and you we're hard people to pin down, aren't we? Yeah. So that's one of the things that I remember very distinctly you telling me about Mundelein students, is that one of the reasons this is a great place for students is because you can get involved in so much. Is that something you've always done, or have you just found that happened here when you came here, or the opportunities were just there and you were interested, or have you always been just a go-getter, I'm going to stay busy?
So I've always been super busy, much to my parents. I stole the car because it got to be a lot, especially in high school. Middle school, I was actually voted most involved because I did something every single season.
All right.
Always, awesome. Had a little fire under me, but
love it.
It's been great at Mundelein just because of all of the opportunities we have and how well the sponsors and teachers are with their flexibility about things we can do.
Well, and we always say that, like, we don't want you just to come here in the morning, go to your classes, and then go home. There's just so much more that makes it enjoyable. And I remember as a high school student, it's kind of why I wanted to become a high school principal. That was my end goal. I was going to be a principal. Because I wanted to make it fun, because as the student body vice president, you're the president, so you were my Edmund Toy. He was my president, and I loved working with Edmund. But what we wanted to do is to make this place memorable, and that you'd have fun things that made it exciting, because no one remembers the random lesson on the Civil War that you learned about. You remember the events. You remember on the roller coaster. You remember the big things. And so in that leadership role, like, what makes this place fun? What are the roller coasters that you remember about being here at Mundelein?
So there has been a lot of, excitement in Mundelein in my time. I will say, while Mundelein has its flaws, which I mean every school has its flaws, one thing about it is the activities and the way the teachers, I think teachers make a school, and our teachers 100%. Here are amazing and they're wonderful. And the way the teachers have been working towards like a specific goal of allowing students to achieve as much as possible and to find themselves in Mundelein High School has been something that I've loved about it here, and the excitement to see someone understand finally that this is where they belong, and work with the students there and the teachers to promote their passion for it as well as their love for it to others. And I just think it's wonderful how well it's promoted here.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I'm in mock trial. I'm one of the captains this year for mock trial. And I started my sophomore year, and there was 15 people. The year prior, I think the same. My junior year, there was 10 people that stayed.
Yeah.
This year, there was over 60.
Oh,
the first
my God,
meeting,
really? Wow.
there was over 60. And
Wow.
Malham, who's the sponsor, she's amazing at really promoting that kind of ability to focus on something and put out the best possible version of it, especially with a team of so many.
Yeah.
So we have our first competition coming up November 1st.
Okay.
It's not an official competition, but we make it a competition.
Okay. All right.
And we're having 2 teams this year, which is the first ever. And the amount of passion in the room is truly something that excites me for the future and for what the school can do.
Keep going. Wow, good. So I can paint my face and come to the mock trial.
Yes,
and,
please.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Put a gavel right here and everything.
I think that'd be so fun. All right, I do want to see that because I don't think I've ever seen an actual competition. So did you choose that because that's something you're interested in the future? It's kind of a pathway, something you want to be involved in? Is the law something you're curious about?
So I've always been interested in law as well as political science. I've also always been interested in business.
Oh.
And I speak a bunch of languages thanks to my parents.
Remember that.
Thank you. Yeah. So it really pushed me towards going on looking at like the international route.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking at international business right now. I have a week before I have to submit some college apps, so I really have to nail down that major. But I think it'll be good to have a nice base as a major like business in case I do want to go on that law route or the political science route. I'll have some technical degree, or I'll probably get a master's hopefully and go on that way.
There you go. I accidentally did some background research on you because Mrs. Thompson said that your college essay, was killer. She said it was really good. So whenever you get these essays and applications out, you're going to dazzle people with all the things you've been able to do. What are some of the schools that you're thinking about?
So this is a great question. Unfortunately, I don't have a dream school that I love to go. I think wherever I end up, I'm meant to be there. Yep. As of now, I'm looking, my top schools are University of Indiana for their business program.
Legendary. Keller, right?
Keller, UT Austin has an amazing business program. And University of South Carolina, Columbia currently has the #1 international business program in the country. Okay. Those are the schools that I think, and I've been working really hard towards getting, into these schools as well as hopefully scholarships. Okay. It's very expensive.
It's not free, isn't it? My son's a freshman in college, and so that was one thing for him. It's like, okay, that's real, isn't it? Yeah, it's not just where do I want to go. It's like, let's pay for it too. One of the traditions I have, and you haven't been to my office yet, but I started with one banner in my office of a student of mine that when she went to Central College, which is in Iowa, she put a banner in my room. And then the next year, there's like, who is that? And well, it's Jenny Blanchard. She went there. And then this collection of banners. So wherever you go, I hope I can get one of those college banners, because what I can still do in my office as I go around is I can tell you who all those students are. So
this is why I'm so excited that you're our new superintendent, because you've been super involved. I see you all over the school, which students love. Students and teachers both appreciate. So
good. Well, this is the joy, of being around and seeing it all. You'll see me at the choir concert tonight. Are you going to be at the choir concert? Okay, good. You'll see me there. Here's a little insight that I don't miss. There's some things in the year that I don't miss, and I told Ms. Thompson this. One of my favorite things to see is that first performance of like the freshman level choir.
Bella Voce?
Because when they start, it's a little rough. It's hard. You got a lot to learn, and you're getting it together.
I remember my year.
The boys' voices are still kind of getting sorted out a little bit. But to hear them in the fall and then hear them in the spring and just see their composure, and you hear them develop, and just the musicality changes so much. I really find that heartwarming, and it's like there's these little moments where I will never miss, like the seniors' last musical production. I'm gonna choke up about it. Where the parents are going crazy. It's their last time on the stage. That's just fantastic. So there's all these little moments where I'm like, man, I am not going to miss that. I'm not going to miss the homecoming game. So there's all these little things that I think, because I'm just a sentimental high school person, it really matters to me. But when you mention a couple teachers, let's do a little lightning round of people that you, when you think of this school, that you say, man, that's the person. Tell me a teacher that has made you grow academically.
Academically?
Stretched you, pushed you.
I'm going to go with Mr. Hickey.
Okay. Name a teacher who's been there for you with good advice.
Miss Thompson.
Miss Thompson. Name a teacher that makes you laugh.
Malham. Miss Malham.
Okay. Name a teacher that has jokes that they think are funny, but not everyone else does.
Ooh. I have to think about this one.
I would have been the answer for that. My jokes I think are funny, and sometimes my students do not.
See, I like cheesy, corny jokes.
You have to, right? They are good.
I mean, I am really kind of only the one student who laughs, especially if they're super but I would say Mr. Petros has hilarious jokes. Okay. Sometimes they go over the heads. Okay. They're really funny. He's hilarious.
They're sometimes for him, sometimes for everyone. Mm-hmm. I love it. Name a teacher who has given you some form of inspiration or encouragement.
Miss Rusk. Our CCRC.
Yeah. I had a good conversation with her about a week ago, and just the passion she has for our students is really amazing. So, plug for our college and career center to find the asset that is. Parents, if you don't know about that yet, utilize that asset and all the things that they have available to us. So, as you're thinking about your role in student government, what are some of the things this year that you hope we can do and see and accomplish and develop school pride and all? I mean, homecoming's obviously a big thing, that's over. But what are some other things that are like on your agenda for your role here?
So I really want Mundelein's school spirit to increase.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the schools surrounding us, Mundelein has one of the higher school spirits. In my time with student leadership, it's definitely risen. My freshman year, it was pretty high. My sophomore year, I don't know what happened, if it was the seniors then, but it declined. Yeah. Junior year, it's slowly rising. Yeah. I think people are getting a lot more comfortable cheering, getting a lot more comfortable, dressing up. I personally, if there's a theme, I'll follow it.
You're going to dress up?
Yes. Okay. And I think I want to see more unity with that and more school spirit. And I think one thing that student leadership does a really good job in is involvement. We are kind of a part of all the other clubs, like Red Rage. They're an amazing group of students who, are in charge of all like the student sections and also work during the assemblies for the games. And this year we decided to partner up with them to do all like the activities that you see, all the during the assemblies and everything like that. And then we're also going to plan the ABC countdown together for seniors, which I'm super excited about.
Tell us more. What is that?
Every year, seniors on their last 26 days of high school, we start and we do the ABC countdown. Oh. I cannot believe it's my turn to do it, but I'm so excited. Hopefully the themes are going to be better this year and more specific because they've been a little, little bland. Yeah, right. Sorry, past Red Rage leaders. Right. But I think this year it's going to be good.
It's going to be
excited.
Good. Okay,
and hopefully people dress up.
Yes.
That's the fun of it.
That is the fun of it. And it kind of helps during a stressful period of time have a little something to smile about. We've talked about you being busy. Help people that aren't really connected as much as we are with the life of a busy high school student. Tell us about your academic load, how you're balancing your show choir, your mock trial, all of your studying, how many AP classes. How are you managing being a senior? Because it's a big job to be a senior with the expectation, do well in school, have fun, think about college. There's a lot on your plate, isn't there?
There is, and I also work on top of it. So it's really, do I have free time? Do I not have free time? But I think, I mean, academics is number one to me, and I think it should be super important to everyone. I'm taking all APs this year, plus my 2 choirs, so it is a huge load. Luckily, my teachers push me to, you know, work my best, and they are also amazing at getting us ready for those AP tests at the end of the year, which is the most important part. But I think balancing, I really have to give myself time in the week to figure out maybe 2 to 3 hours in the middle of the week or at the end of the week, something, so I can work on all my homework, work on college applications, which I'm so ready to be done with, and then all my activities, which luckily a lot of them are in the morning, so that's nice. It's not nice that I have to wake up early every single morning.
I know.
But it's nice that I have more capability to do work after school. And then also the teachers are really good at, if we have time in class, because we finish the lesson, to give us a chance to work on stuff as well.
That is appreciated. So on average, how many hours of homework do you think you have a night?
So this is definitely my largest workload.
This year? This
year, yeah. I would say, well, because I'm in AP Literature, AP European History, AP Psychology, Calc, AB, and Stats. So a lot of work. Taking AP European History and AP Psychology at the same time, in retrospect, probably wasn't the best idea, because I think I've spent 3 hours solely working on AP Psychology note cards. But Mr. Petros, my teacher, also assigns it so far in advance that it's not like I'm doing 96 note cards in a week.
So you can kind of balance it and know when the heavy times are and kind of balance that out. Wow, that's impressive. I think your dedication is one of the things that when we were in this room and I was in it, just your commitment to this place and your passion for the students and what they do, and your dedication to like showing this is what Mundelein students are about. It's good. If you described the 2 best things about our school to someone like me when I met you, if you can think back, or someone new, or maybe someone that hasn't been here for 10 years, what would you say are the best things about our school?
I would say the fine arts. I think our fine arts are incredible. They're true. I mean, we're recognized for our fine arts. I wish they got more recognition and more help in certain areas. And then I would say the teachers. I think the staff, we have such an amazing staff and a dedicated staff, especially with, you know, all of the changes last year and this year and in the future, that it's hard on all of them. And I mean, I see like some, not struggle, but, you know, stress.
For sure.
So the fact that they still show up every day, even though it is their job, it's more of a passion for a lot of the teachers here, especially like Mr. Dorgan, my AP Stats teacher. He told us on the first day, like, AP Stats is his love. Like, he's passionate to do it, and you can feel it. Like, every time he talks, it exudes like, oh, he loves this, and it makes the students interested in it as well. So I think that connection of teachers to their subjects translates to the students and gets us more interested. But I would 100% say the teachers in our fine arts.
That's really, well, if you've got those 2, that's fantastic. The teaching staff, I just want to like double up on your comment about that. Is I meet more staff, because I'm having all these one-on-one meetings, and I always ask people, who are 2 more people that I should meet around here? And so I get to meet another layer of people. That's how I was meeting Ms. Thompson and Ms. Rusk, is they just have this love of this place that I think is, you've only been to one high school, so you have no comparison. But I've been a lot of places, and I just don't think it's normal, and I mean that in the best way. Like, this is a place that people really love, and it's why people come back here, and they're so loyal to this, even though they may have been gone and haven't had kids here. They still want to come back and know what's going on. And we give tours to people on their 50th, high school anniversary. They want to see, and they walk around and they see all this. They think, wow, this was not here, and they want to do that. But another area that I just wish you were partly born 4 years later. So because you did a lot to help with the referendum.
I did the
tours and helping people. I hope you can come back in 4 years when all this is done and see something that you had a contribution for. So I wanted to thank you for that. And like, as you watch this, does it feel like, oh man, I wish I was going to be able to do that? Or is it more a sense of pride that I know we need it? What do you think about all the changes that are coming here?
So, I mean, I would love to experience all of the new renovations when they're complete.
Yeah.
I do not I'm happy I'm leaving before all the main construction,
Yes,
just because that's going to be a huge, distraction. But I mean, I wish, obviously, I, came here and when the school was more accessible and, more refreshed. But it does feel great that, there's a new generation of students that can experience it. I do wish, however, there was more appreciation towards the teachers within the time of the referendum.
Yeah.
I understand, like, have been a lot of cutbacks with, like, the Xerox room and stuff like that cause, like, more issues and problems with and make things more difficult than they need to be.
Real stress.
And then also, I heard yesterday that the school year is starting in September next year. That was, I mean, I'm jealous because I don't get the extra summer. However, I'm also not jealous because finishing in June would be awful.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. So you think about the things that the staff are working on now, right? How does the curriculum of an AP course get compressed into a shorter period of time? We're probably next year going to have 2 football games before we have a day of school. So your opportunities of when you can have homecoming are fewer selections. And so there's a lot of things, and I say it's the labor pains that we got to go through before we have the baby. This beautiful child that's going to be born on that end of the campus, and all the things that get done, there's going to be some labor pains. Okay, so that was a good segue to my final question for you. I am the superintendent, I guess, so I have like some influence to make changes, and you mentioned the copier, and I actually was a part of a copier conversation this morning, so when he said that, I was like, yeah, that's something I know. I ask the teachers that I meet, if you were in my position, what would you focus on first? So if you could grant me the superintendent magic wand and I could just make some things happen, where would you tell me to pay attention? Most especially to benefit our students, because when it comes down to it, I love the adults, but the reason I do it is for you and your fellow students. So where do I need to wave my magic wand? Because you probably won't notice the benefit of the copy room, but you may notice some other things. So give me some advice.
This is a doozy of a question.
Okay, good, yes.
So we can start with the copy room. So the copy room, I never realized how important it was to have a person in there handling all of the machines, especially with the humidity and how it can jam the machines and everything.
Some papers don't like humidity. Yeah.
And just to hear from the teachers and see the struggles of having to print out all of these papers by themselves. And then I've heard of a bunch of teachers who have to come here extra early than they already do, so they're not a burden to other teachers. I think also with the Xerox room, paper copies are so important because a lot of students in Mundelein don't have access to the internet. So I think not only is it affecting in-school learning, but it's also affecting out-of-school learning. Okay. I think the budget, it's a tough question, but the budget for specifically fine arts and activities, I understand that has been cut and a lot of that has been changed. I don't agree necessarily, but I also don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I do believe, though, that our fine arts is what gives Mundelein its reputation and its good reputation, and also our extracurriculars. Like, for example, like mock trial. Mundelein has become a name around Lake County because of how successful we were last year and the year before. So budget cuts for mock trial, for Model UN, something like that, takes away from the positivities of Mundelein High School. And now that we're building this beautiful addition to the school, are we going to have enough students to fill it if what's really bringing people to Mundelein, those academics that are now declining because of the lack of, paper, and the assessment center also like changing, the lit center, everything's changing academically as well. That can cause a huge decline in, assessment grades and success. So that decline plus the decline of, our arts and our extracurriculars because of the budget cuts, is that gonna wane people away from coming to Mundelein High School? That's a concern I have because I live in Vernon Hills, it's really weird. Like my whole neighborhood, it's Stevenson Elementary Schools and middle schools, and then Stevenson High School. And then my one circle is Vernon Hills Elementary School and middle school, and then Mundelein High School. So I was new to everyone when I came here.
Wow.
And everyone on my circle moves. Once their child gets to 8th grade, they typically move to stay in the Vernon Hills school system.
Those are all their friends and
because
all
they're all their
schools
friends, and because Mundelein at that time didn't have the best reputation. My parents said, "Suck it up, you'll be fine," and they did the same with my brothers. I'm so grateful for them because I'm so happy I go to Mundelein and not Stevenson or Vernon Hills. No offense, Stevenson or Vernon Hills. But those changes with the copy room, with the CCRC last year, the changes there, the assessment center, the lit center, budget cuts, that scares me because now, we've really put such a huge emphasis on the referendum and how much that's going to bring to Mundelein. Right. But if the school's in decline of all these important aspects, like test scores, education, things like that, are people going to want to move here, or is that building going to be empty?
Yeah, I know that last year they had to cut millions, and so it's hard to know what the right place. And I'm sure all the people that are part of that had so many sleepless nights about how to do that. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because some of the things that you've said have been in my one-on-one visits with people. Things they've brought up to me as things, because I would ask them the same question. What do I need to know? What would I do with the magic wand? And they mention those things and someday you'll study Jim Collins in college about his book, Good to Great. And one of the things he said is, those things that make you great, you have to hold on to those things. You don't need to be great at everything. No one can be great at everything. But those things where you're already exceptional and known for, embrace those and don't lose those things or lose what makes you unique to chase after these things that you're only going to get to just slightly above average about if they're not yours. And it doesn't mean we don't want to help those things that may not have the reputation of fine arts and such things around here. We're certainly going to try to build those, but we're not going to compromise the things we're great at. And so that's a great reminder to me, and I'm glad to hear it for that way, because what you reminded me is the effect on our students, and that's really where it matters most. So we're trying to build for the future, but also protect the sanctity of why we have this great name. So I think at home, hi Mom, you can see why I wanted to have a conversation with Yael so much, and I hope for all of you that have never met Mundelein High School Mustang, why you should have a lot of confidence in our future and our students and how incredibly they represent our community and things. And so thanks for getting us into your schedule. This is 30 minutes that you did not do homework. And it's an open invitation to meet with me anytime you want. You just give me an email and tell me, get over here, Tafoya, I need 15 minutes, and we'll sample school food and talk it through, or whatever. I can bring you Jimmy John's or whatever. It works. But I'm grateful for your time and your perspective.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
It's been great. You set the standard for what I'm trying to do to build something for students. So thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Let's have a great rest of the year.
I'm excited.
Go Mustangs. And graduation will happen before you even realize it.
I'm ready. But I'm excited. I'm sad. I'm ready though.
It's been a good 4 years. It is bittersweet. Everyone, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.